Welcome back to Gap Street.
Welcome back to Argument Avenue.
Fucktard Fairway.
That's exactly what we are. How are you guys doing? I'm tired. We saw Endgame last night.
Yeah, I'm sick.
Yeah.
I'm here.
We got Zay Crypto's back.
Zay Crypto's here. Yeah. He's on. We announced last episode. We were all like, hey. Or not last episode, but was that last episode? I don't remember. Anyway, at some point we mentioned, hey, this dude's going to be with us now. And all of you were like, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's cool.
And it's like, you're real, like, I know that your name is Aaron.
Yeah.
But, like, it feels more natural for me to call you Zay.
That's cool.
Okay, perfect.
Which is, it's interesting.
I need to start getting that name out there because that's going to be my artist name.
There you go.
Okay, cool. Well, along with that, I'm Cordonic. So
I'm Parzival.
You were Parzival.
Parzi.
One of the old
Also,
gods.
One of the old gods.
It's true. Yes.
What a great collective.
I had a Discord set up because Parzival was like, it's my YouTube channel, like my personal one that I use, and I had like that's also my Twitch name and everything, and so I had a Discord server set up as Parzivillianism, as I was like creating some kind of like cult.
That's good.
For a while, but yeah, Corey and I. We saw Endgame yesterday.
We saw Endgame at 11 p.m. and it got done at 2:01 a.m. because it's 3 hours and 1 minute long. Holy shit!
Yeah,
I am so tired.
Damn.
Yeah.
you haven't. So you've seen Aaron. You've seen.
I've seen everything except for this movie.
Have you seen? I haven't.
Spoiler talk. Let's do it. No, I'm just
Let's
kidding.
not.
No spoiler talk.
I didn't see Captain Marvel, but I feel like
I didn't see it.
It was one of those movies where I feel like I didn't really need to see it to understand, like, who this character was and what she was doing.
Hold
in this
up.
movie.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I've seen Captain Marvel either. Did that come out before?
It came out
Yes.
like 2 months ago, like a month ago.
Oh
Yeah, pretty
shit! No,
recently.
okay. So I have not. The last one I saw was where Thanos fucking.
Yeah, that was Infinity War. That was the Avengers movie that came out
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the last I saw.
Okay.
You
You know what I haven't seen in the Marvel Universe? I have not seen Spider-Man Homecoming.
haven't?
I never saw that.
I mean,
I heard it was like a good movie, but it wasn't necessary.
yeah, it's like Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Like, it really...
I never saw that either, actually.
Yeah, see,
I
like,
saw, I
you're-
saw
you're
like
honest-
parts of it.
It's a good movie
Yeah.
in terms of, like, making... Like, you don't need to watch it to understand what kind of impact these characters have in this universe.
Yeah.
Because, like, you find out in the second Guardians of the Galaxy movie that Star-Lord actually has, like, superpowers. And he realizes it in that movie, and then he gets some spoiler alert for this, like, 2-3-year-old movie now. Does it matter at this point?
I don't think it does.
It was on Netflix. If you guys... I mean, whatever. So he like, loses his powers at the end. So it, like, really makes no fucking difference at the end.
What the fuck? Okay. Well,
But yeah, like, Spider-Man Homecoming and Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and pretty much all the Thor movies.
okay.
Or at least, like...
Ragnarok was good.
Ragnarok-
I like that. It establishes some stuff, too.
Yeah, I mean, it helped establish, like, okay, here's where Hulk was during... Like, what Hulk and Thor were doing during the whole Civil War ordeal.
Exactly.
I think Ragnarok was one of the better Marvel movies we've gotten in a while.
I agree.
I thought it was good. I don't understand the whole idea of, like, advertising it as this weird 80s neon. Did you know? Because they had, like, this weird, like...
I didn't see the advertising campaign or anything.
They had this whole, like, 80s retro vibe going for it.
Yeah.
But it was, like, for a Thor movie, it was weird because Thor, it's, like... It's Norse mythology.
Yeah.
But it's also, like... But it's, like, okay, so they're aliens instead of, like, gods and shit. But...
And then fucking
But yeah, this
what's
one-
his name from Jurassic Park?
Chris Pratt.
No, that's Jurassic World.
Oh, fuck me.
Fuck Jurassic World.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
That he's also a part of that movie.
Yeah, well, it's I
Has
feel
a
like
good
the
role.
first couple Thor movies, I mean, they're still kind of like, all the Marvel movies are essentially sci-fi, but
Yeah.
there's more mythology behind the Thor movies, except the third one seems like it was a lot more sci-fi, it was just weird. It didn't feel like a Thor movie,
Yeah.
which I thought was weird.
But I do believe we have some exciting news to bring up that we also talked about before, but I'd like to reiterate once again. voting for the Columbus Podcast Awards begins to the general public on May 1st, 2019.
Vote for us.
May 1st.
Vote for us, please.
Get your friends to do it. Get your mother to do it. Get your dog to do it.
Mothers.
Get the rats in your basement to do it. Get the police in your neighborhood to do it.
Absolutely.
Get your side chick to do it.
Get your drug dealers in your neighborhood to do it.
Get the president of the chess club
I think we made
to
our
do
point.
it. Everybody.
Yeah, go vote for us because it'd be cool.
Yeah.
Because this is the first annual, so it's kind of small, but first annual. At least we can.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, we have officially been nominated, which is exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's cool. So we are part of that event. And if you would like to be at that event physically, in the flesh, it is happening on August 25th at the Gateway Film Center, and admission is free as long as you reserve your space right beforehand. If you go on their website, it just says, get your tickets now, reserve your spots. Space is limited, it says, so I would get on that as soon as humanly possible. But we are going to have another episode coming out on May 1st when it comes out, because that is a Wednesday. So, just fucking smash that like button, dude.
Smash that motherfucker.
I hate saying that. I should never say
think
it
it's
again.
funny.
I don't know why I keep saying that. Gotta smash that vote button, man. Just
All right.
vote for the Bab Street.
We got another message.
We also do have a sponsor.
We got a sponsor message as per usual. This episode of the Fucktard Fairway is sponsored by the Green Room. Green Room is a startup shop that has so graciously offered to sponsor this podcast in order for us to get their name out there.
So graciously.
They will be open close to near the end of 2019. They will feature products from T-shirts to tobacco products that I'm aware of.
Caffeine vapes?
Caffeine. I'll get into that. Caffeine vapes.
Melatonin vapes?
But
Health vapes.
Health vapes. I don't know about that. But they will be featuring a lot of cool stuff, similar to a Spencer's or a Waterbeds and stuff if you've ever been to one of those shops. Make sure that you tune in more to the Gab Street podcast to hear more about the Green Room and when you can visit one of these shops. Thank you again, Green Room, for sponsoring this episode. And let's talk about what Corey mentioned, these caffeine vapes. So,
Vitamin water vapes.
No, okay, so
antioxidants.
at my job, we've started selling these little non-nicotine vaporizers that you can get them in caffeine and melatonin.
So some to wake you up, some to put you to sleep.
Yes, but here's the thing, though. It's in micrograms, which is less than milligrams. So it's like, yeah, I think the caffeine one has 160 micrograms, which is like nothing.
That sounds more novelty than...
It pretty much is. I've tried the caffeine one. It's like you're vaping an energy drink. To be honest, like...
Dude, honestly, I want to try that.
I don't have it. I have my melatonin one with me, so unless you're feeling...
No, thank you, but I'm going to come by your workplace and purchase some of these caffeine.
Here's the thing. I don't know if we still... I think we might have run out of stock. We ran out of them pretty quickly.
I'm surprised they aren't measuring vapes and Instagrams now. That sounds more like it.
Yeah, but like most of the employees were the ones that bought them, like, which is funny. But yeah, I think I got you so hard yesterday.
We were walking out of the movie theater, and you turned to me, and smoke just fucking falls out of your mouth.
Yeah,
and I'm like, you didn't.
Yeah, because we walked out of Endgame, and I just take a puff and I just blow it towards Corey, and the face that he had was like. He looked like it was like a combination of like, I'm disappointed in my son because he has wronged me, and I just shit my pants, like all within the same look. And because like, it was
raining, nobody could tell.
We were with our buddy Mike, who we had on the second episode. He was with us, and he was trying to casually drop hints at you earlier. I don't know if you noticed in the movie theater when he was like, Gage, you got the dab?
I was wondering what that meant. I had no idea what that was.
We were trying to get... Originally, the plan was... And when we called you earlier to see where you were, and Mike was super giggly on the phone...
Yeah, I was wondering
The original plan was to trick you into thinking that I had bought a dab pen.
Oh, God.
And we would just fuck with you. But I was going to hit it walking up to the theater, but you had already walked inside, and I didn't want to hit the vape inside of there. So we were just like, fuck it, we'll mess with them on the way out. So I hit it, and... but then, like, we couldn't act like we were high, otherwise it would just kind of... you know, it was just too much at that
You
point.
got me good, dude.
But yeah,
Honestly,
I
you
was
got
like,
me.
no, it's literally just caffeine and a fucking orange juice stick.
If the audience does not know, I am very much the goody two shoes of this team here. Very much, I always have been. I'm kind of like, not like moral police or anything, but you know, I don't do any substances whatsoever. I don't drink. I don't smoke. So
Just the occasional black tar heroin, you know, just the usual stuff. You know,
Dude,
just people that
everything in moderation, Gage.
Right?
Come on,
Yeah.
why do you keep giving me shit about that? Jesus, it's just heroin. Come on.
we make these jokes, but our town actually has a fucking problem with
It's,
this shit.
it's true. Oh God, I'm sorry, Columbus.
Oh, yeah.
I've wronged you. Oh
It
jeez.
honestly does, dude. Like, if you ever go, like, to the south side, you see some crazy shit.
Our my old neighbor, her friend like overdosed. Like I was just like, well, I lived like right outside of what's considered the Golden Ghetto because like even though we live in a relatively nice area, there's still kind of like the area that's considered nice but not nearly as nice as some areas.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Like it was okay, but yeah, there was just one day. It was like one evening. It was night, and we see the ambulance sirens going off, and I walk outside, and my buddy Alex, who lived across the street, was like, "Yeah, apparently the neighbor's friend just had an overdose on heroin." I don't whether or not I don't know. And this is like a middle school girl too, which is
Amazing.
What the
Yeah,
hell?
this was like a girl that
Damn.
was in like late middle school, I think. Yeah,
I
she was
mean,
like,
middle school's middle school.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
but
That's
yeah,
crazy.
this was like some little girl.
Damn,
I don't
poor
know. It was like unspecified whether or not she was dead or not. I think they used like Narcan or what is that what it's called, Narcan?
I think so.
To
Something like that.
to
Yeah.
reverse the effects on her or something like that. But
So who
Yeah.
sold that to her?
Yeah.
Like honestly,
I mean,
who would sell to somebody
a lot of-
that young?
A lot of assholes around here will do anything to make a quick buck.
Yeah,
if it means
honestly.
literally selling heroin to children.
I think
True
a
that.
lot of the people that are in that game are addicted themselves.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah. Sure. They'll do anything they can to get more of it too.
Yeah, I used to know this kid in high school who was an opiate addict, and he told me that he got into it because he was at this guy's house one day, and the guy was like, "Hey, try this. It's free," and he did, and he's been hooked ever since. And he told me his life had literally devolved into just like figure out how am I gonna get my $30 to get my fix today.
After one time, dude.
Yeah.
not even. I love those not even once those weed skits that people do, where it's like, have you seen the one where it's the guy he's just like hitting a bong on his couch, and his friend just comes in and starts giving him shit, and he just shoots him. He's like, another drug using criminal off the streets.
Jesus Christ. I like the one, it's just a meme where it's like, this is Jimmy, he's class president, then he drank one weed and look at him now. You know, like, just shows like this shitty zombie CGI. I love it. It's funny.
Dude, you can't forget the classic, this is your brain.
This is
This is your brain on drugs.
This is your egg. This is your pan on egg.
This
but yeah.
just goes to show that deviled eggs come from
Did you
drugs.
see that JonTron video where he reviews all those old school
Yes.
drug PSA
I have
videos?
seen that.
God, that's probably my favorite video.
It's good.
Um,
I'm gonna put one quick message, another one. Got a lot of messages. The music that we're using in this episode, Between Topics, was done by Full Send. They're a Columbus artist. You can find them at Full Send Band on Instagram, or just Full Send on SoundCloud. And their picture is a cartoon monkey, because their latest, or I don't know if it's their latest, but one of their recent projects is called Monkey Funks. So, pretty dope stuff. So if you like that, go ahead and check them out
I
on
actually
those handles.
did find their music
Yeah.
a while back, and it's fucking good, man.
It is good. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
their stuff. Yeah, we don't just do hip hop here. We're not. That's not all we're about. We go to
We
other
dig it.
genres.
we're diverse.
Exactly. We're trying to find the best of the best from everywhere, and
Yes.
that's what we plan to do. So that's what I look for.
Mhm.
At least, let's talk about guest selection. You want to talk about that?
We can. So the way we decide whether or not we're going to have a guest on is typically oftentimes it's somebody that we already know. Yep. At least as of right now, it's been people that we've met or know that work or have experience in a field that we personally find interesting and think that our audience would find interesting.
Yeah.
We had our first guest was Mike. We had him on because we know that he had some serious experience when it comes to mental health and how all that stuff works.
Yeah.
So we figured, this is a serious topic. We should have him on to talk about it. And if you listen to the episode, we all know how deep that went. Mike actually recently presented his whole capstone presentation based around
the episode.
Yeah, where he didn't talk about but he pretty much talked about the same stuff that he talked about on the episode.
Okay.
And he talked about, this is where I helped him out a little bit with this, where he went over to the local middle school and talked to the staff about his experience, what he personally went through, some things to look in, and I was there to help him because he wanted it to be filmed just in case, because originally I believe he wanted to speak to the kids there, but they were like, well, I think you should talk to the staff and then go from there. But he didn't know if the kids were going to get a chance to see it or if the teachers were going to show them, so he had me there to help film the interaction with the teachers. And so it pretty much, he went through a similar ordeal. It was a little bit shorter, but he pretty much talked about the same thing that he talked about in
episode 2.
Yeah, it's every time it fucking hits me, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but
it was hard for me to listen to that episode after I edited it. I'll be honest. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's tough. And thank you to those of you who have reached out to us after listening to that episode and telling us how much you enjoyed it. Now, how much, I guess, enjoy might be the wrong word, but I mean, took in the value of what he was saying, and told us how much that meant to you.
I don't think we can thank Mike enough for coming on and,
of course,
telling and sharing that story, because we all know it's not easy expressing that kind of stuff, considering the power that messages like that have.
Yeah.
But we've had quite a few people reach out to us since that episode's release, thanking us, mentioning how it was really ballsy of him and us to do an episode like that.
Yeah.
It's interesting how that episode is completely different than the other episodes that we've done before or done after it. Most of our episodes are relatively pretty upbeat and informational, and I mean this one was informational too, but it didn't get nearly on. It wasn't. I don't think its tone touches anything else that we've done.
Yeah.
At some point, I think I'd like to kind of go back to that a little bit, not necessarily to make that a consistent thing, but
sure.
To talk about other real problems that exist in the world and kind of really go deep and just have a serious conversation in a while, which I think is important because we joke around a lot on here, but I think it's also important to mention the serious stuff that's out there.
Yeah. Since that episode, one of the biggest problems we've talked about is the fact that there is a cucumber vape flavor. So, we could use some some better stuff. That's cool. So when we talk about guest selection and stuff and having people on, Zay, I met you on Reddit a while ago, and
Reddit brings people together.
It's true.
And 4chan tears relationships apart.
Both do both. I think it's Reddit is also antisocial social club.
If I met you on Reddit, Corey, I would not have hit you up in real life. I would have stayed the fuck away from you.
That hits hard, babe. Am I about to cry on camera? No, I'm just kidding. On camera, dude.
Where are the cameras?
Where are the cameras?
We got to do it soon.
We'll do a video episode soon.
It's just the space that we record in is pretty tight, and the equipment that we have is,
yeah.
Plus, the last time when we did the Outage Couch podcast, syncing video and audio and post was a bitch and a half because the computer couldn't handle an hour of 1080p footage.
Damn.
It couldn't live render 1080p footage and audio at the same time, so it was a bitch and a half to get it synced up. And
that sucks, dude.
Yeah, because our computers weren't powerful enough to do either of that. So
yeah, we did it on my laptop, and we made one fatal mistake, and this is why the episode is unlistenable. We put in 2 audio capture things on OBS.
yeah,
And so it's completely echoed the entire episode. And none of us realized that during the actual recording, which is why you're wearing headphones right now. Like, that's what we should be doing. We learn from our mistakes.
We want to get a better... We have a interface that we can use. The point is just we don't have good microphones to hook up directly to it yet.
Yeah.
So right now we're just using a USB Yeti mic, which so far so good, but we want to definitely up production value a little bit.
Yeah, be expecting a jump in audio quality from what we have right now here pretty soon in the next few months, hopefully. So that'll be an exciting development there. So I went to an event recently.
You did go to an event recently.
I did. And I posted on the Gab Street story a little bit. But Columbus Idea Foundry hosted an event by TEDx Columbus, which I've been to TEDx Columbus a few times now. That's how I know about Dante, from episode 9. And they had an event there where they had 3 speakers, and they had the red dot and all that too, but it wasn't a giant stage environment. It was a small, personal, like we had a meet and greet right beforehand with everybody there, and we just kind of played this bingo game on a piece of paper that had a bunch of stuff about people's educational background.
Mm-hmm.
So one of them was like, somebody can sign this box for you if they went to a college that had more than 50K people or something like that. Like that's an example.
Mm-hmm.
And I met some pretty cool people there. Plugged the podcast a little bit. Got a few listeners, hopefully. Then we went out to... shout out to Stoff's Coffee, because they had some pretty kick-ass stuff right there. But anyway, sponsor us.
Give us your money and give us your coffee.
Exactly. I don't know if Stoff's needs promotion, but whatever. I'll promote him anyway.
Dude, everybody needs promotion.
True that. I think the only person that doesn't need promotion is, like, Jesus.
Yeah. But they still promote him.
They still promote him. Obviously, he needs it. So.
Speaking of Jesus, this episode will go up on a Wednesday, but today is a Sunday, and it's Orthodox Easter.
Is it
For all
really?
you Orthodox people out there,
Fun fact.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Happy Egg Day.
And apparently there's another Easter Monday is tomorrow for, I don't know if that's associated with some other form.
Why are there 2 of them?
There's
Why is there a
3
sequel?
of them now.
What?
Because there's the, I think the Catholic one.
No, I mean like it's Sunday
whatever.
and Monday. Like what's...
Oh, back to back?
Yeah. Like what? Is it like Easter and then
Is it like
Easter
this-
2?
Maybe it's like the same reason why
What's the-
Hanukkah has 8 days. Like,
Fair enough.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I know
It's like the
nothing-
Die Hard series.
I know absolutely
Or not
nothing
Die
about
Hard.
how any of this shit
Fast and
started or
Furious.
how it works.
Yeah.
So
Dude,
take what I say with a grain of salt.
When's
Or-
second Christmas?
Second Christmas.
Yeah, second Christmas.
I don't know. I feel like there should be multiple.
Well, they have like Christmas in summer or whatever.
Christmas in
or, like,
July.
Christmas in July. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I think that's just some
I got totally off topic from what I was talking about. TEDx Salon
TEDx Salon.
was really cool. It was at Columbus Idea Foundry. Shout out Idea Foundry. I'm planning on going there a lot this summer. You might see me if you go there. But TEDx Salon was really cool. It was about education. There were 3 speakers. One of them went to Australia. One of them teaches at OSU. And one of them teaches middle school, I believe. And they're all talking about the future of education. And, that was great to sit through when I'm about to leave the public education system. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Love that.
Well, now you're going to go into private education.
It's true. Yeah,
Money going into school
exactly.
so that you can do nothing with your degree. Like 50% of the people in this country.
Yes. So excited to take advantage of scams. I was gonna... So Zay, let's talk about, let's brainstorm live
Yeah.
on the air
Okay.
our project. What we're gonna do.
Yeah, Zay, why the fuck are you here?
Dude, I don't know. Corey just.
It's like, dude, this fucker dragged me here. I was on the street. Like, I just don't know. Like, I know I'm in this house.
They promised me some Gab Street stickers, so I was like, all right.
They promised me some Monster, and we got it. But I don't know what I want to do yet. I want to do something music related. I was thinking something having to do with music videos.
Hell yeah.
Of some kind.
You know the music, I know the movies.
Exactly.
Let's make a baby.
Yes, we don't have to put that in there.
I actually have some shit that I've been cooking up, which I'll show you guys.
Music-wise?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
After we're done with this, but bro, I'm about to get to that next level.
Are you?
This song I've made that I'm working on is the first song I've ever made from scratch.
Hell yeah.
So, like...
As in no samples or anything?
No samples. Like, I made the whole instrumental by myself. I wrote the lyrics. I recorded everything.
Original content. That's what we need more of.
2019, I'm learning how to make some fire beats, all right?
This is beautiful. Yes.
I'm excited.
And I'm working on an aesthetic, music videos, visuals on the way. Hopefully I can get on stage by the end of the year. That's a goal of mine.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Come. Check out.
Just come.
Yeah.
Fuck. Check out my fucking Zay Crypto's Instagram account. I'm so tired. I'm doing terribly on this episode.
I'm actually on social media now, believe it or not.
Yes.
I've gone my whole fucking life rejecting social media, and now turns out
you're succumbing to conformity.
Turns out I'm gonna have to learn how to do this shit.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have to be I'm gonna have to be one of those people that like cares about their likes and shit. Like it's gonna be great.
Well, you don't. I
think about that sometimes.
We're just in a we live in a society.
We live in a
society.
God.
But it's kind of, if you want to grow and if you want to grow quickly, your best bet is to go through social media.
You gotta up those rookie numbers, man.
I feel that Corey and I, or specific, Corey handles most of the social media behind Gab Street.
I do,
and he does a really good job of it.
If you DM me, you're DMing me.
Yeah. I got to a point where I logged out. I had the Gab Street like in my list of accounts, but I had to log out because I kept getting notifications, and I was like, I just kept getting Gab Street notifications over and over again, and it was just like, all right, I'm just gonna let Corey take care of this. But Corey has you've done a really good job of, putting out polls on the Gab Street podcast just about every day, which I think is really nice because it allows the audience to help interact with us a little bit more. They get to know a little bit more about us. We get to know a little bit more about them.
Dude, thanks.
Yeah, and it's through social media outreach that I feel like we managed to get the amount of listens, the amount of people listening to the podcast that we did so quickly.
Amount of listens? Do we have an announcement to make?
We have hit like
over 500
outside of YouTube. So
outside of YouTube.
That is pretty much any podcasting service where you can listen to a podcast that isn't YouTube, because for some reason YouTube analytics and Podbean analytics are not DTF right now.
Yeah.
So right now we're about 500 and all of the podcasting. YouTube we're around 270 something like that. So overall we're about we're about 700 to 800 overall, which is pretty crazy considering we're about 12 episodes in.
Yeah, this is episode 12. I know I say the number's weird every single episode.
Yeah,
keeping that tradition up. We're at 12.
We're at 12. Yeah.
Yeah, 13 weeks technically.
13 Gab Street reasons why.
Oh god.
Oh no.
I'm editing that out. I gotta take that out.
No.
I gotta take that out.
No.
Oh god.
The show is bad. The first season
I never watched it.
I watched the first season, and the ending just kind of it was like, I don't know. It was good, but there were moments of it that were like meh. But then I heard the second episode, the guy gets a broomstick shoved up his ass, and I was like, I don't know.
I did not know about that.
Yeah, apparently this kid gets like bullied and gets a broomstick shoved up his ass.
Oh,
it's pleasant.
That's poor guy.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
That's just Harry Potter, isn't it?
I mean,
that sounds like the premise for a Harry Potter porno right there.
I think some people
Moaning
pay
Myrtle.
for that.
God damn it.
They locked me in the toilets and I died. God.
Alright. Fuck, I'm tired, dude.
I'm so tired. I'm sorry, audience, if this episode is a little lower quality.
We're kind of just spitting shit out.
We gotta lowball every once in a while. Bear with us. This should probably not be our the episode that's coming out the day of voting opening up.
But our first episode was pretty much just this.
Yeah, pretty much.
Minus Wednesday crypto.
Exactly. Yeah. You were there in spirit. I knew you at the time. It was fine. Yeah.
Actually, you did, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I listened to the first episode when it came out, and I was like, that'd be so cool if I could get on there, but I didn't want to ask. And literally, like, not more than a week after I thought that, you asked me. I was like, yes.
Dude, I'm the plug, man.
You're the
I'm
plug.
the plug. That's the way it is.
Yeah, man.
Alright. I want to get into something real quick.
Yes.
I want to talk a little bit about... We're going to talk two things, kind of, a little bit. So, on the previous episode that we had Zay on, we also had a friend of ours, Luke Gioca.
Luke.
Gioca.
Who I no longer...
My dad.
The man is moving up in the world. So, I knew Luke prior to meeting Zay and doing the podcast with him, because him and I work together.
Yeah.
We no longer work together, which is unfortunate, but he's moving up and doing stuff that...
He is moving up. He just
up
got himself a nice job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You saying that I don't have a nice job.
Yeah.
My
You
job's
got a
okay.
fucking
We're
terrible
doing
job.
a
My
nice
job's okay.
job right here. That's all that matters.
I get Yoo-Hoos for 45 cents, my guy.
Oh,
that's pretty...
Okay, you know what, actually, I have worked at your job before, and I have to say, you got the best employee discount out of anywhere I've ever worked. Like, it's actually amazing.
It's pretty dope.
That's
but,
pretty sweet.
Nice. I can't... I'm gonna gain like 100 pounds because I can't go one shift without picking up like a Yoo-Hoo and a Crunch Bar on my way out. Like, it's just like that's what happened today. But anyway, back to what I was getting at. So I am putting a team together for something that's called the 48-hour film festival or 48-hour film competition.
And how long is it?
It's 40. Fuck you. So starting at least in the Columbus, within the Columbus area, it starts evening of July 26th, and we have until the evening of July 28th to write, shoot, edit, and produce a video. They give you a prompt. They give you a prompt in terms of they give you a character that needs to be used, a prop that needs to be used, and a line that needs to be said. And from there, you write your script, then you shoot it, then you edit it, and then you submit it by like 7:30 on July 28th. I sent out a thing on Instagram. I'm still looking for team members, so if you guys are interested, you can contact me directly through I'm on pretty much all social media. If you just look up Gage Stifler, you'll find me. But
I might be involved too.
Corey might be involved as an actor.
So
we'll probably get Zay on to help us out.
If you work with us.
Yeah, I'd have to request the time off, but honestly, that sounds fun.
Yeah. But yeah, we have, and Luke hit me up and he was just like, because he does he's been doing instrumental and some like cinematic instrumental stuff. So he hit me up. He's like, he hit me up and he was like, I'd absolutely love to do some music for it, do a score for it. And I am a huge fan of Luke's work. His instrumentals are
top notch,
unlike any other thing I've seen out of an independent artist before. No offense, Zay.
Yeah. None taken.
Eat shit.
But so he's going to be helping us out. At least we plan to. He really wants to be a part of it. He's going to be helping. I'm going to be probably directing the project. He's going to be helping out with some music and post-production stuff. But if you guys are interested in giving us a hand in either the writing process, the filming process, the post-production process, and you actually have at least a good amount or decent experience in either of those
3 years postgraduate work, entry-level
at least
job.
Associate's degree and sociology.
At least a dissociative degree. At least.
But no,
I'm just trying to throw you off now. That's all I'm doing.
You're doing a good job of it. But if you have some experience in these fields or are looking to learn and just help out in general, you guys can contact me and we'll try to get a crew together. There is a $150 submission or entry fee But if we have a bunch of us in, then we should be able to disperse that no problem.
So if we get every listener from Gab
If we
Street,
get fucking 700 people,
it'll just be like a cent per person.
that's
so.
700. No, but if we can get, I don't know how much the max is. It's somewhere between 10 to 15 people. But if we can get at least 10 people in the crew, I'd be happy because then we can create like a pretty decent project.
Yes.
I've got some other people I'm in contact with that helped us out a lot with some Outage Couch work, and another guy that I know who's really good is Josh Mudrick, who's another talented filmmaker, who actually got in the top 25 for the Columbia or the Ohio Youth Art Exhibition, which I got into regionals for. He actually won the top 25 and is actually on their webpage and everything.
That's pretty dope.
His work is absolutely, like, his cinematics are amazing. He might be helping us out. But yeah, I'd like to get a team locked down by June 1st. That's my goal. Because I think, July... I think at the beginning of July is when they start upping the entry fee. Because last minute they're going to charge you more instead of... But right now, it's $150, so the sooner I can get a team together, the better.
So audience, your schedule now is May 1st, vote for us. June 1st, be on Gage's team. All right?
No, by June 1st, but the actual production and everything is going to be July 22nd. Or July 26th. Not July 26th through July 28th is the actual production cycle.
Yeah.
But you guys are interested,
Get on that.
you know where to find me.
Get on that. And earlier we were talking about, this is a transition by the way, we were talking about some pretty dope music, talking about Luke, talking about his film scores and stuff. I went to a recital today.
You did.
I did. It was up in Worthington. It was a recital for a buddy of mine. Do you have a cousin
there?
What's is there a certain Worthington aspect about them? Or anything? Or are they just kind of there?
I don't know what that means.
Does Worthington have an aspect?
I have no idea. Is there a Worthington attitude? Dude, I gotta find this out. We're doing research.
It's probably the same as like Hilliard or Dublin. It's probably like within that.
All right.
I would say it's probably within that area. Or Grove City.
But I was at this recital, and it was at a church up there, just St. John's Episcopal Church, and this man, Abik Mazumder, who is in our grade in high school, Gage and I's grade, he is basically a piano prodigy. He's been playing piano since he was 3 or 4 years old, I believe.
I think he's also playing at our graduation. I'm not 100%. I know I heard he auditioned.
Yeah. Oh, if he auditioned, he's getting in.
Yeah, because a friend of
for
mine, Ruth Bergenthal, she also auditioned, but they were like, "Fuck you," and she got and.
Jeez.
But here's the because, she did a song and they were like, "We don't want like poppy music," but they didn't specify what kind of music they went with. But like, I can still kind of see if they went with a Beak. Why they would, because it's like if he's doing like more classical piano stuff. Then...
Well, today he was playing Bach, he was playing Beethoven, he was playing Russian composers, and I was there for about an hour, it was like from 3 to 4 today. It was beautiful music, and I could not have any more respect for this guy's talent, and I guess this is the official announcement for this, but he and I are planning on creating some sort of musical project this summer, and I don't know what the name of it's going to be or anything like that. All I know is that I'm releasing it under Cordonic, so hopefully we'll be putting out at least like a 5-track EP or something like that, and I'll be doing some sample work with his piano playing, and I'll be rapping on it too, and it'll be great. So,
that's exciting.
Thank you. Yeah, hopefully at least during the production process for it, hopefully we can put some previews of it in like transition music in an episode or something so that you guys can check it out early. So that'd be cool. Yeah, so we're planning on doing that. I also did something else today, something very exciting, and that Gage and Zay, you both should go with me too. It's happening again in June. It is the German Village. German Village.
I'm gonna make fun of you because you made fun of me last episode because I said
taking some photos. Photographs. Village. But it's the German Village Makers Market, and it's really dope. It is so sweet because
What
It's
can
a bunch
we
of
expect to see?
What can we expect to see? It is a bunch of local artisans. They're setting up tents in the parking lot of the ACLU building, which is on the corner of City Park Drive Avenue, whatever that is, Gap Street. And
You plugged us.
that's
Good
funny.
meme.
It's a
Fuck
corner. Eat shit.
Dude, what
it's
are the Gap Street memes? I want Gap Street memes.
Gap
We'll
Street-
start making some Gap Street
Gap Street
memes.
meme format.
It's on the corner of City Park and Thurman, and I went there today. Went out and checked out some of the creators there. I'm currently wearing a sweatshirt made by Fringe Brand. You can find them at Fringe Brand on Instagram. They actually put me on their story today, tagging us as Gap Street Podcast. So that was pretty cool. But follow German Village Makers Market, all one word, on Instagram. It's one of the coolest local events that we have around here. No corporate nonsense. There's just completely local artisans, local food, local everything. If you are trying to get into local business, this is what you need to see.
It's like German Comfest.
Basically. No, it's a lot smaller than Comfest. It's one parking lot. You can walk around it in 5 minutes, But
Really?
yeah. So it's really nice and tight, You can just walk around. You can sample everything in half an hour.
Really?
So I wasn't there for that long today. So it's not a huge time commitment either. And if you contact them, I don't know what the deal is with their venue handling or anything like that. But I imagine it's not extremely hard to get a stand there. So if you are a local business owner and you're looking to push your products like artisan goods, food, like cookies and stuff like that, just contact them, seriously, because there's nothing you can lose from this, One product I would like to plug today is possibly the most delicious iced tea I have ever drank in my entire life. And it is manufactured right here in Columbus. This is a company called KT. It is KEI space T. Holy shit, guys. This stuff is actually... I'm not lying right now. I'm not doing a commercial.
Pretty tasty.
It is so tasty.
So tasty. What kind of tea they got? They got different flavors?
They got different flavors. They had 4 out there today. One of them was like pear, honey, black tea, I think. Another one was mint citrus or something like that. It tasted like you were chewing on a mint leaf, which I love.
Do they got mango? I fuck hard with mango.
I think they do. I think they might.
Nice.
Yeah. They got teas for all kinds. So,
Nice.
It's honestly, if you have a thirst and you need to quench that thirst and you're like, hey, I like tea, go get some KT.
I do like some iced tea, man.
Yes.
Gotta check it out.
Nothing quite gets me out. Nothing quite gets me out on the dance floor like a nice pint of sweet tea.
Mike would not like that. Mike's a proud Appalachian man.
We fought a war
We
so that
fought
we
a
don't
war.
have to drink sweet tea.
It's true. But hey, you know what the cooler thing about KT is? It is sweet tea, no high fructose corn syrup,
Hey.
No fructose.
no fructose.
No high fructose corn syrup. Isn't that a Reddit? Isn't fructose? I saw like something.
Fuck toast.
Fuck toast. I saw I think it was like a Reddit page or something. It was like high fructose corn syrup, and it was like oh god, that's.
I like that. That's good. But drink this tea for real. I know I just spent like 10 minutes talking about it, but yeah,
Drink it.
it's very good.
You seen remember the SpongeBob episode where he's like with the old guy with the energy drink commercial?
No.
It's like, it's radical.
Wait, I feel like I should know this.
Fucking uncultured piece of shit. How
Wow.
could you not? I'm just kidding. I don't
Dude, like 70% of my brain matter is SpongeBob references.
Literally, okay, at my last job, literally me and this one guy I worked with, all we would do is just quote SpongeBob. That's all we would do. Just do nothing but quote SpongeBob.
That's great.
And my manager.
What do you know about SpongeBob, my guy?
I don't know. I miss almost all those cultural references because I grew up without cable.
Yeah.
Like, when I was younger, I had a VHS player, and we used to go to Hollywood. You remember Hollywood Movie, bro?
Yes,
Hollywood
that was like
movie.
Hollywood movie was like it was like it tried to be the next blockbuster and then just fucking like it was like they're trying to follow Blockbuster, but then they tripped on the curb and ate shit. Kind of.
Yeah, they went out of business a long time ago.
Yeah, there was one over in Hilliard, over on Fishinger Boulevard, where I think now it's an esports arena. I think that's where the esports game arena is now. But yeah, it was, which is I think was funny because I'm pretty sure it was originally that building was originally a Blockbuster.
Yeah.
And then it switched to Hollywood Video, and now it's the game. That building has gone through a lot of phases over the past few years. I know there's a lot of family videos, like video shops over near on like the west side and like lower income areas because not a lot of people can afford the $10 a month for Netflix or Hulu or something.
Yeah.
But they can afford like a couple bucks to rent a DVD or something.
For sure.
So, but which I get, and it's interesting to like see that those places are still around. And apparently, I don't know if it's still around. I remember seeing a Vice documentary that there was a Blockbuster that still exists up in Alaska.
Yep.
Because the internet there is so shit that's their main source of getting like new movies.
I kind of miss that, man. Like just walking in.
Blockbuster was fucking cool, dude.
Like sometimes you just found movies
Yeah.
that you would have never watched before, but it's just right there in your face, and you're like, okay.
Yeah.
I still remember the door opening noise. It's like
For-
ding.
yeah.
You remember that?
It has such a it has such a distinct smell too.
Yeah.
You knew you were in a Blockbuster by the smell.
What did it smell like, Zay?
What did it smell like? It smelled like
Mystery
chemicals.
meat?
Popcorn and chemicals.
Popcorn and chemicals, yeah.
Yeah, because they would sell popcorn too.
Ah, memories.
Yeah.
I love it.
But it was cool. Yeah, I remember I bought a copy of the 2006 CGI Ninja Turtle movie on at Blockbuster. I still have that. I still have it.
Nice.
I haven't watched it in ever because it's like the movie's. It's just weird.
Do you guys mind if I do story time real quick?
You wanna do
Story
Do
time,
story
let's
time?
go.
Let's get a story time.
Okay, I got a quick story for y'all.
Do you?
So this is probably the most famous person I've met outside of a VIP ticket situation, where they were just kind of like there, and I said hi to them, and they interacted with me directly.
Kanye.
Kanye, yeah, there's new Kanye. New
Kanye.
Old Kanye was in the back, but
Yeah.
no. But I was at, so if y'all know Senseless, this is not who I'm talking about, but Senseless is a great dude. And
Jacob Engel.
Yeah, Jacob Engel.
Not Langle. Engel.
No, I didn't say Langle. Jacob Engel, my guy. But he makes great music. I've been listening to his music. His for like years. His album Living on Land is unskippable in my opinion. I've had that on repeat for a long time.
Yeah.
But anyway, this was at the release party at Used Kids Records for Senseless's latest EP, which I am currently forgetting what it is called. I need to do it justice and look it up right here.
This is the part where we cut out the intermediate bit where Corey searches for his EP title.
Okay, I'm not joking when I say this. It's called Yeah Whatever. So I'm not just being an asshole and dismissing it. I think it's a great EP. I love that EP.
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, I love that stuff. And I was at the party for it. And this was back in like December 2017. And I was just there, and there were a bunch of people chilling there, a bunch of people I knew. And I mean, it's at a record shop. It was a great time. It was a great party. I loved it.
And they were all like, let's go to Blockbuster.
Exactly. Yeah. And the door opened, and they made the noise,
Yep.
and I was back at home. No, I'm just kidding. But they were going to do a show afterward at a Rumba Cafe across the street. Roomba, yes. And Senseless was going to be performing there, obviously, because it was his album release. Hafrican performed there. Shout out Hafrican. You're a good artist as well. I hope to have you on the podcast at some point. That'd be pretty dope. But then also someone that was pretty surprising on the roster was Milo, who has done a song with Bus Driver called Worlds to Run. Milo, his name on Instagram is @RoryFarted, which is pretty great.
That's what the fuck.
I know.
This is so like
I don't
out
know
of
why.
nowhere. This is it's so far out of left field.
I'm sure there's some explanation to it, but
Rory probably farted.
he probably did.
Yeah,
Rory McIlroy, the golfer, dude, that guy probably farts a lot, or just farts in general.
Jack Nicklaus went to our high school, and that's why they'll never tear down the old middle school that used to be the old high school.
So I met Milo.
Anyway.
So
I'm fucking ADD as shit, I'm sorry.
I've been throwing you off all episode.
I'm tired, man.
At the party, this dude walks up to me, and he's got kind of longish hair, and he's real tall. And I didn't recognize him. I didn't know who he was at the time. And he's like, "What's good, man?" And we do the handshake where it's like you interlock your thumbs. So it's kind of like what we do all the time, like that.
Yeah.
You know, you wrap your hands around each other, and then like your thumbs wrap around each other, and then you wrap your fingers around each other afterward. I don't know how to like
And you
visually
grab his
describe
cock
that.
and you just vigorously...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what happened, and I never speak to him again. No, but this dude clearly knows how to make an impression on someone because here, I'll demonstrate it on you first. So what he did was he did the thing where he wrapped the thumb around, and as he hit it there, he snapped while our hands were holding each other, and however you say,
And then
phrase that.
And then Corey lactated and came at the same time.
Exactly. I was on the floor writhing. It was insane. No, this dude snaps, and I'm like, what the hell just happened? I gave him the handshake. He snaps during the handshake. My whole world collapsed for like 5 seconds.
Half the world turned to dust.
Exactly. Oh my god. Dude, he was wearing this weird glove, and it was like
So
no.
unexpected.
But
That's
he
like-
did it. Here,
he
I'll do
does
it again. Isn't it weird? Like,
Yeah.
And then I can't snap for shit,
yeah,
but like
yeah.
he did it right there, and I was like, "Who are you? And why are you mystical? Like you're like a magician." And I was like, "You're cool. Like, nice to meet you, whatever your name is." And I walked away for a second, and Senseless walks up to me, and he's like, "Dude, you just met Milo," and I'm like, "What?" He's like, "That guy over there," and I'm like, "Yeah, that guy." And he's like, "Dude, that's Milo." And I'm like, "You mean like bus driver Milo?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "What the fuck?" So I walked over there and I was like, "Dude, my apologies. You are way too cool to not have recognized at that moment." So shout out Milo. You know how to make a first impression. You know how to snap. That was cool. I remember that. I remember that after 2 years. That's pretty cool. 1.5 really, but you know, it's pretty dope. That's my story. That's all I had. Oh yeah, then I met the one of the guys who founded the Insane Clown Posse.
What?
Yeah, that's probably the story I should have told first.
That
So-
had nothing to do with Blockbuster. I'm disappointed.
I'm sorry. I know. This, I
If
know.
it doesn't have anything to do with Blockbuster, I just zone out.
Fucking
Well,
magnets. How do they work?
How do they work? All right. Well, if you don't care, cover your ears for a minute, Gage. No, but
I want to hear about magnets.
so this was after the party. I went into Rumba Cafe.
Roomba Cafe.
Roomba, whatever the fuck. It's not cleaning my floors, but we're
Floaters.
having a great time. Voters. So you just said
Vealers.
Fuck, eat shit. And the concert's going great. Great show. Senseless is a fantastic performer, as always. I didn't get to stay for Milo's set, sadly, but African killed it as well. And the MC for that night was Grant Gatsby. Real cool dude. And we were just kind of chopping it up on the back patio. And, you know, it was a concert vibe. Everybody was just kind of hanging out, talking to each other. And Grant Gatsby's like, "Hey, I want you to meet..." And that's what I heard. And I'm like, "Hey, that's pretty cool. How are you doing?" And then what I heard afterward was Insane Clown Posse. And I was like, huh? And normally, now, no disrespect to juggalos, but whenever I hear most contexts in which I hear Insane Clown Posse and those words put together, somebody's telling a joke, which is kind of a sad reality because you guys are actually pretty cool when it comes to a lot of things. But I heard that and I laughed, and there was the first mistake. So he's like, "Man, Insane Clown Posse," and I was like, "Haha!" And then he was like, "What the fuck did you just laugh at?" And I said, "Oh shit!" And Grant Gatsby was like, "Did you just hear me?" And the other dude was getting angry, and I'm like, "I'm sorry, who are you?" And he said, "Dude, I'm one of the guys who founded Insane Clown Posse in my basement." I was like, "What?" And I apparently met that guy, and I slinked out of there pretty fast.
You pissed him off.
I'm probably on a shit list right now. He doesn't even know who I am. He's just like, that fucking kid. Like, he's not, now it's public. Now, they totally could have been bullshitting me, and it totally could not have been the dude.
They could have.
Did he have the makeup on?
No, he did not.
Oh.
He did not have the makeup on.
The world will never know.
It will never know. Bill Murray told me nobody will ever believe me. But
yeah, I love that whole thing where like Bill Murray, or is it Bill Murray?
It's Bill Murray.
Is it, or he'll just go up to people in restaurants, take a fry, and like eat it, and just look at them and say, "People will never believe you."
I love that. I bet the Insane Clown Posse guy could do that, but that was just a bit of a mindfuck in my life so far. So everything happened that night. It was strange. You guys got any stories? Any cool stories? If not, I have one more.
Cool stories, man.
Yeah.
No, my life's pretty fucking boring.
All right, that's cool. So, story time.
This is Corey's episode.
Secret time.
Secret time.
Shout out fucking Bert Kreischer. It's funny. But, story time again. I think it was that same night, as far as I remember. Oh, hell. I lost it. No. Not the same night. So I went and saw Brother Ali in concert. And if you don't know who Brother Ali is, and you like hip-hop at all, go check out Brother Ali, because he has a very wholesome message, and he's a great dude. And I met him in person, and
cool.
A very genuine guy.
I saw his Five Fingers of Death freestyle on Sway. That shit was great.
I actually never saw that. I gotta check that out.
I don't know much about Brother Ali, but that was the first I've heard him, and I always come back to that. It's good.
He's pretty cool. Yeah. I met him. We got VIP tickets, and I went up and met him. And I had seen him once beforehand at the Newport, and he said something on stage, because I was at a weird like body image moment in my life at that point, where I was like, yeah, I feel like shit all the time. Like I feel like I never look good. And at that point, I was at that concert, and on something he said on stage, he was like, it was a simple message, like everybody's somebody, you know? But it just resonated with me so hard. And it's been a very long time since anything else has done that for me. And so I meet him again. Or I didn't meet him the first time. I met Dem Atlas that night. Shout out Dem Atlas. You're pretty dope. But I finally actually met Brother Ali. The next concert I saw him at the A&R bar. And we were doing the VIP meetup. And I was all like, hey, what's up, man? And he was like, hey. And I was like, you're Brother Ali. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, dude, you make me feel good.
Make my insides feel good.
You make me feel warm and fuzzy. But I told him
on the inside.
Yeah, but I told him about that night where I was like, dude, you said this thing on stage, and like I'm a millionaire now. And I'm just kidding, but like I feel like $1 million, you know. Like I felt great after that. And I just kind of stared at him for a minute. Honestly, I was starstruck, and I've only ever been starstruck with two people, and that's been Brother Ali and Aesop Rock. But I was just kind of looking at him and just saying, like, hey, you're great.
Because he can't see.
Yeah, he is legally blind. But, I mean, he could tell. I was staring.
I think it's one of those things, I think he can... I might be mistaken, but I think he's legally blind, but it's one of those things where he can still, like... He's aware, generally, of what's around him. Like, he can see, like, shapes.
Yeah.
For the most part, I think. At least this is what I've read.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, like, one of those things where, like, even though, like, if you're... I always figured, like, growing up, it's, like, legally blind. It's like, oh, you just can't see anything. Mm-hmm. But, like, no, you can still, like, be able to see some things. Yeah. Like, mostly, like, kind of just general shapes and, like, see where things are.
And his irises were red. Because he's albino. Mm-hmm. So... That was that contributes to it.
I find that the idea of humans being albino, I find that concept interesting.
Yeah. I mean, he pulls it off. I guess I don't know. Like he's been very successful in spite of that.
He's a blind Muslim albino man who makes boppin' tunes.
Exactly. But I just kind of sit there, like lauding him to his face for a minute. And he's a modest guy, you know, he's humble, so he doesn't really like that, I don't think. But after about 30 seconds of that, he's like, "Can we take a picture?" And I'm like, "Oh shit!" I felt
He wanted
so
to take
bad.
a picture with Cordonic.
Yeah, he took. I gave him my autograph.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, but
He used his spiritual powers to look into the future and saw that you were going to make it big as a SoundCloud rapper.
yeah,
That would be pretty
You
cool.
hit it right on the nail, dude. Right on the head. Perfect.
I wanna
Thanks.
just-
Did you get a picture?
I did get a picture.
Pretty,
Yes,
It's on your Instagram, isn't it?
it is on my Instagram.
It's pretty dope.
Thank you.
I want to like wait in line to see Kanye, and then when I see him, offer him my autograph.
Oh, I do have a story. It's like kind of short, so it's just like relating to like music and like experiencing cool shit there. So my first concert ever was Joan Jett,
my.
which was like it was pretty intense. But this is like, but it wasn't. I don't know. It's hard to consider that my first concert because it wasn't necessarily a Joan Jett concert. It was at the Ohio Zucchini Fest, and she just happened to be performing there.
What the hell?
Yeah.
What brought you to the Ohio Zucchini Fest?
My dad was like, "Hey, Joan Jett's playing at the Zucchini Fest. You want to go?" And I was like, fucking 10 years old, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, I want to go."
That's a venue.
Yeah. It's like the middle of nowhere.
You should book there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that should be your first show.
It's
the
in the
Zucchini
middle.
Festival.
It's literally in the middle of
The
nowhere.
Zucchini Fest. I mean, could I get on?
Probably. I don't know.
Maybe.
I can't imagine.
But anyway, my first official like real concert was Breaking Benjamin. I grew up listening to a lot of rock music. So I went to Breaking. This is my 14th birthday. My dad got me. My dad and I went to go see Breaking Benjamin. It was really cool. Near the end of the show, they did this thing where they had. They turned off all the lights in the venue. This is when it was the LC before it turned into the Express Live. This is back when it was the LC Pavilion. They turned out all the lights in the arena and had everybody hold up the flashlights on their phone. And so that was what lit the stage.
Nice.
For one of their songs.
That's cool.
And they did this whole thing is like, if it wasn't for you guys, this stage would be completely dark. And it was cheesy, but at the same time, it was like, that's pretty fucking intense.
Yeah. That's kind of cool.
It's stuff like that just kind of shows how much like artists have appreciation for their fans. And it's like, if you're not appreciative of the people that are backing your product and backing what you're trying to accomplish, then like what's the point? Like if you are not, I feel like it's important to show appreciation for the people that put you where you are, and that's what I think they did here.
Zay, you're a god. You bring us places, Zay.
Oh.
You're a straight god. That's what we're about, man.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
I don't think I deserve any of that, but thank you.
It's all good, man. You do. It's all here.
And we're very appreciative of those who listen to the podcast and give us feedback because it helps push us to want to continue doing this even more and broaden our horizons.
Exactly. And something that one last topic I want to get to is what this podcast does for us. And I'm going to speak on what it does for me personally. First off, when this podcast, if somebody has listened to it and talks to me about it, it enriches the conversation so deeply because all of the expository talk has been taken away, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
The conversation is already started because they heard this and they want to go deeper into it with me, and it's so convenient socially.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like when we talked about civilian privacy on the very first episode.
Mm-hmm.
People were all like, "Hey, I listened to your episode. Let's talk more about that." So now it's not all like, "Hey, how you doing?" Like, now it's just
Right. Yeah.
there's no more small talk, and it's great. And also, this podcast allows me to meet the coolest people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I mean, Dante's really cool, and I love Dante, and I've loved him every time I've seen him. But we have not, without the opportunity to bring him on here, and without the platform.
You probably wouldn't have interacted with him otherwise.
Exactly. It would have been interacting with him at his presentations and be like, "Hey, that was cool," and then leaving like a fan.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But now I feel like I have a true, like we haven't talked a lot, but I feel like he is a true friend of ours.
He's a friend of the show.
Exactly. Yeah. And that is very important to me and you, I think.
Yeah, and I am always someone that's always kind of looking for a creative outlet in some way, shape, or form, whether it's with this podcast or it's with the video projects that I do. If I'm not working on something creatively, then then I'm just not happy.
Yeah.
I find happiness in, being productive in this
It's very
kind of
fulfilling.
stuff.
Yeah.
It is. And so it's working on this stuff, and the fact that when people, come up to us or they message us saying, hey, I really enjoyed your episode, I'm really enjoying your podcast. And it makes it even better when people on their own volition will post, shout us out on their Instagram or Snapchat stories.
Yeah.
That's insane to me that people go to the extent to do that. And it's I can't thank you all enough for doing that and for listening to the show, and it's unreal.
Shout out everybody who engages us on Instagram and such.
Yeah.
I love talking to you guys. Shout out, I'm going to give a few names that are going to come off the top of my head. Mm-hmm. Minor Figure, you are super cool. We've been talking lately. You're part of Revolter Pictures. I think it's hilarious that your Revolter Pictures profile picture is a burned down Bob Evans. But that just tickles me in a funny way, and it's totally wrong, but I think it's hilarious. Shout out TJ Stouffer once again, my cousin, super big supporter on us. We really appreciate that. We would like to collaborate with FTCR at some point. I believe that's what the acronym for it was, but maybe something could happen there. That'd be pretty cool. Any other names you can think of right now?
Emma Longo. Mia Magnone.
Yes, Mia Magnone. You message us about episode 2. We appreciate that.
Zay
yes.
Crypto.
Yes, of course.
We can always try. We can always rely on this guy to freaking shout us out.
Dude, okay, this motherfucker right here made people at his work, made strangers, I think, made a baby. A fucking baby promote our podcast.
That was such a fun day, dude.
You would not believe the looks on our faces.
Yeah.
When we saw
I wish I could
Man.
see that. Yeah.
We were. I think this is when we were still on vacation. And you sent me this, and I was just like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck?"
I was going insane. Okay, so I mean, keep doing that.
Hell yeah.
As long as you do that, we are happy. That's very good. I mean, we're happy anyway. You don't have to do that,
dude. I actually think I gotta I'm learning how to do some marketing.
Yeah.
And I think I might have a knack for it. I could be wrong, but it feels like it's something I could do very easily.
All right.
We appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we want to hit on before we sign off?
I'm just going to go ahead and thank Green Room again for sponsoring the episode.
Yes, thank you. And I'm going to thank Full Send for providing the tunes. And be sure to vote for us. This episode is actually coming out the day that voting starts.
Yes, vote.
On Columbus Podcast Awards. So I know we're tired this episode, and we kind of just fucking... Let me get a... So,
Just kind of shooting the shit,
Yeah, but...
I would like to make a quick shout out of that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Please, go to it.
Yeah. So, Luke Chioka, who's been mentioned before.
My guy.
He's starting to look to expand into the Columbus music scene, and he's thinking about it's still in the works. He's gonna figure out some sort of price, some sort of agreement, but he wants to start mixing and mastering all your songs. And I know I'm biased, but I think Luke is one of the best producers in Columbus, honestly.
I've only met him once from the episode that we did, and I've listened. He showed us some tracks of his, and I've been listening to his stuff. I agree with you.
Yeah.
On his tracks.
Mm-hmm. He's got a real talent. He's got the ear for it, and
he's got the passion for it too, which is really important.
He's always learning just the littlest amount of shit that just adds to his track. He was showing me how to mix 808s, and he was showing me how to sidechain the 808s and the kicks, so that when the kick came in, the low frequencies from the 808 dropped down. And that's some stuff I wasn't even thinking about.
That's pretty sweet.
I'm still amateur when it comes to production. I can make a basic instrumental. I think I can do like standard mixing and mastering. Like I can make my stuff sound listenable, but what Luke can do to your tracks is insane. It'll actually take your quality to a level that is close, if not professional.
So if you want to find him on social media, his Instagram handle is LUKE Luke dot Chiocca CHIOCCA. So search that shit up, DM him, do whatever, get him on your radar, and I mean I know we sound biased, but for real, we really do believe what we're saying in the quality of his work. And we think that everybody could stand to benefit from him doing better. Yeah,
man. I think that he could really help elevate a lot of people's art in the underground scene. I really think he needs to get more out there and start interacting with people. I mean, I do too. Honestly, until I met you guys, me and Luke, we were just kind of chilling. Like, we weren't talking to anybody. We were just two friends making music, with the hope that maybe one day someone would want to listen to it. But
I fuck hard with your shit, B.
Yeah, hell
at least.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I'm kind of still there with my Cordonic. I don't promote it enough.
Yes.
So I feel that.
Actually, that track that I made on your instrumental is coming out soon.
Yeah,
it's done. The mixing
Yes.
is done. Luke is mastering it currently. I don't know how long that'll take, but as soon as he sends me the master, I'm dropping that shit.
Hell yeah. We'll be bumping that on here too.
Yeah, nice. new track with Corey, with Corey's instrumental coming soon.
I made the beat, son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Columbus original.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's sign off, man.
All right.
That was a good episode. Thank you very much, Zay, for being on here.
Yeah, thanks for bringing me on, guys. This is fun.
Yeah. We appreciate you. Don't forget to talk to Gage about 48 Hour Film Festival. And don't forget to talk to Abik about his recital if you would like to. Beautiful music. Honestly, we're going to make some stuff together. His Instagram is I Worship Chick Korea. It is all one word. I think that's hilarious. It's great. And we hope you have a great week. Vote for us. We will put the link to the voting in there. Vote for us. And we'll put it on everything.
Yes.
We'll see you next week.
And remember, kids, incest porn is just normal porn if you turn the volume down.